Have you ever felt completely stuck and unsure which direction to take in life? Like, no matter what you do, the answers just don't come? I don't know about you, but I've been there so many times in my life, and I just wanted to share this with you today because I feel like it might resonate with a lot of people. If you're new to my channel, I'm Chantel, and I share my spiritual journey with you so you don't have to feel alone on yours. There have been so many times in my life where I've felt stuck. I felt stuck, and then I felt like I got out of being stuck over and over again, and where I didn't really feel like myself because I was constantly trying to dig myself out of a hole. I would think, yes, I've got the answer, I know exactly where I'm going in my life, and then next thing you know, I'm back in the hole trying to dig myself out, got ridiculous limiting beliefs, and just feeling generally down. And this has happened so many times in my life, probably for about 11 years or so. And sometimes I would end up listening to YouTube videos. I would feel pulled in so many different directions, trying to fill the void, like I'm going to try an Etsy shop just so I can make some money. And I would get so into it, where I would just go and go and go and work myself silly until I finally burnt out and I was back to square one, feeling stuck again, feeling like, do you know what? This isn't the answer. This doesn't feel right. I've tried out several different YouTube channels and again, give up with them because at one point I had about 6 or 7 and I was forcing myself to put videos on them every day. Again, just to feel like I was filling the void that was within me, trying to fill it externally rather than fixing what was going on internally. Maybe you've tried similar things. You've gone on made loads of different YouTube channels, or you've tried to, follow different gurus on YouTube just to try and fill up your life with maybe a void that you feel like there's a better way to fill. So at several points I hated my life. I looked for answers elsewhere, again, sticking to the external stuff. I actually ended up in China in my kind of early to mid 20s. And my friend was out there. This story is relevant, by the way. My friend was out there and I ended up going out there. But when I went there, I was actually on my own because she had to come home. So I felt like I was in this alien land when I was there. And for some reason, I got so angry. I was frustrated. I was angry. I was worse than before I left. And I feel like the reason I did go was to escape certain family traumas, you can say, things that were going on that I couldn't deal with. I just wanted to run away, get out of the country. And maybe I was so angry because it wasn't fixing the actual problem. I wasn't addressing myself internally, what I needed to address. I was just running away from it. Maybe you've done the same thing, like tried to escape by going to a different city or, moving away. I mean, don't get me wrong, getting rid of negative things from your life is such an amazing thing to do because it makes you feel like you're purging out all of the bad stuff and only picking things for your life that you resonate with or maybe that make you feel good, which is such a good thing to do. As we all know, when we throw away things that are old, we feel great because we make room for new stuff in our life. But the way I was doing it, I wasn't facing or working out what was actually going on. I ended up getting my dog there, which was such a blessing in disguise. And I always tell myself now I had to go to China to bring my dog back. It was worth it. But bless her, she has been through a time of it as well. She had to travel on all sorts of different vehicles buses on her own in a cage for 7 hours, overnight trains for 12 hours with all the cargo stuff, very noisy, very traumatic for such an anxious little dog like she is now. But yeah, when I got back, I was still the same. Yes, it was amazing to see, greenery, because where I was living in China was really quite dirty and run down. But when I was back and all of that stuff had worn off, I felt like, okay, well, what am I doing now? And I did get a really great opportunity. I actually got invited to work for the British Army teaching, and that was brilliant, and I absolutely loved it for a short time. And then the feeling came back. I felt hollow. I felt like I'm not enjoying myself. I didn't like my life anymore. And it went on and on. And I just kept pushing down all the things that I really wanted to do, and tried to fill them with other things. Teaching English is great, but it's really not my passion. My passion is helping people. I like to coach. I like to counsel people. Performing arts, dancing, performing, writing. And I just kept starting things and stopping things because I'd make excuses for myself. I don't know if you've ever done something where you start something and you feel really excited about it. For example, the amount of books I kind of started and stopped because I made excuses, or I'm too tired, I'm not confident enough, I'm not ready, I need to do more online research. That is one that I feel like a lot of people will resonate with. I've done that so many times. Oh, I'm not ready because I don't know enough about it now. But now I know that taking imperfect action is sometimes the way that can help change your identity completely. In order to change my identity, I had to find clarity. Basically, I spent years ignoring what I really wanted to do because of fears. I should give up, trying to work out and going on like a healthy eating diet because I'll never get to my end result, for example. I don't know if you resonate with that one, especially since it's now New Year, you all of a sudden see all these runners, and good for them. My dog has decided to join me. It's a little bit cold, so she wants to keep warm on my lap. Hi. Hi, baby. I know, you sweet girl. Sweet girl. Very sweet girl. Yeah, we were just talking about you. What are the odds? So, in order to change my identity, I had to find clarity. And I spent years ignoring what I really wanted to do because of these internal fears that I have or had. I mean, have, because, they do go on, and there are always going to be times I've found out that fears are going to come up, and, it's about looking inside and saying, what can I change internally in here that is going to make this better for myself, not trying to fill voids. I don't know if you've ever kind of relied on certain things as well, which is what I did. For example, tarot card readings. There are several YouTube channels that I watch that, I do find very clarifying, and that they always resonate, but it got to the point where it was really quite obsessive, where I had to check, oh, am I going to make the money I want to make? I better, go and watch a tarot card video. Or I got really obsessed or kind of reliant on another channel called Healing and Beyond. I've spoken about him before. This wonderful guy called Michael. He's a Reiki healer with crystals. Beautiful channel, amazing work, but I couldn't fall asleep without watching it, or without falling asleep to some kind of guided meditation. Again, filling the void. And when I started another YouTube channel called The Pride Collection, which is like an LGBT channel, sorry, Q plus channel. I was so obsessed with how many views have I got? Why aren't people watching it? And the minute or the decision I made to let go of that channel just shocked me, because I've hardly touched it for about a year. I've just uploaded a few, it's like movie compilation clips, etc. And, it's had 1.2 million views this year. My biggest video has 500,000. It's because I let go of it and I stopped obsessing over it. But that's a whole different video, to be honest, about letting go. But what I'm trying to say is, I used to give myself excuses like, I should give up diet and exercise because I'll never get to my end result. I'll never do this, so why even try? And then I got so sick of myself making excuses. So I decided to get clarity on what I truly wanted and kind of stop pushing down what I knew I wanted, while still trying to heal past traumas, going through my spiritual journey. If you're like me, you'll know that it can be very up and down, very rocky. But one change I really wanted to make, that, it's something I wanted to do for years, was moving in with my partner. We've been in a long distance relationship for 9 years and we still haven't moved in together. She's in the States, I'm here in the UK. And we had this limiting belief that, we can't move in together until we have more money. No, we can't do that. We have to wait till we've got this much money, and we would literally put a number on it. And one day I just thought, you know what? I'm going to have a look online and see if there are any houses that I could get and see how much, I can actually afford for a house. And one thing led to another. I found something that I really liked. And we decided to meet with an advisor. Found out that, we could afford this detached house with a really nice garden for Charlie, my dog, and with more bedrooms than we thought, and a garage. And here's us thinking we could only afford like a 1-bedroom apartment, which we would have been really, really happy with, by the way. As long as we could be together, that's all we really cared about. But yeah, it was just like, so all this time we could have had this, but because of these internalized fears that myself and her were probably having, we put it off, and we kind of blocked ourselves from that opportunity. And we were just sure we wouldn't be able to get one. And now, it's bought. We're just waiting for it to come over, and we're slowly putting things into the house. And it's just a really exciting time for us both. But maybe there's something you really want to do and you keep putting off because of fear. Don't be me. Just have a go. Ask a question. Don't be scared to just put yourself out there. If it's something you really want, the universe will surely support it for you. And if the time isn't right, I feel like there's always a reason for that, So for me, I decided I'm going to make some decisions and get clarity on what I really want. To be honest, I always knew. It's just I was stuck in this cycle and going over and over. So one thing was, I decided, okay, I want to eat healthier. I want to feel better in my body after years and years of going up and down with it, eating bad food, deciding to go full onto a amazing diet, getting healthy, and then going straight back to where I was. I hated cooking for years. I really liked baking, but I didn't like cooking, so I just avoided it. And I always found an excuse not to work out after a while. For example, I'm too tired, I didn't sleep well, it's too late, as if, it matters what time you exercise. So I decided I was going to enjoy cooking, and I started turning it into a bit of a more enjoyable time by kind of listening to the sounds of chopping vegetables when I was doing it. I know it sounds weird, but it's like an ASMR thing that I really, really enjoyed. And now I know it's what I want in my life, and I know I have to make that effort if I really want to do it. And another thing that I decided was I didn't want to work in a job that I felt controlled decisions for me. Like, if they just want me to travel to a certain place, they can just say it, and I don't want to live that life. So from then on, I decided to learn more about business and marketing. Maybe there's something you want to do to change your career. Do you want to get on YouTube and make videos? Do you want to kind of change career path? Is there something you could be doing on a daily basis to get to that goal? And I would tell myself, I will make my life count. I will do all the things I want to do, like writing, dancing, my true passions. And I used to say to myself, not that long ago, to be honest, get your head out of your ass, Chantel. What are you going to do to change your life today? And I'm still doing it. I'm still asking myself, what am I going to do to change my life today? What step am I going to take? What action point am I going to take today? Is there something that you could be doing on a daily basis to do the same thing? And then I had a realization, after all the visualization that we spiritual people do, the affirmations, I am this, I am that, and all the signs from the universe that I'd been constantly looking out for, that the success of life, it's a journey. Nobody is going to come and rescue me. The universe isn't going to come and swoop in, and I'm not going to have some kind of moment where, the sky lights up and someone comes down from the heavens and tells me, today's the day, Chantel, your life's going to change. No one's going to do that. Only I can do that. Only I can have the grit and the determination and the knowing that in 6 months from now, in a year from now, my life is not going to be the same. And I decided to embrace it and have complete knowing, which I do. I have complete trust. I have a knowing. I have no doubt that in 6 months to a year from now, I will not be in this same job. I will not be in this house. That I know for sure, because I'm moving. And I know that step by step, little by little, chipping away, like in the Shawshank Redemption, when he chips his way with that little tiny rock hammer all the way through the wall to escape from prison. Bit by bit, that's how I will get there. And I will not give up on myself. So ask yourself, what changes could you make in your life? What commitments could you make to yourself to do daily, weekly? What can you be grateful for now and that you will make happen in your future? Because once we realize that the power is in our hands, everything can change, and it will change. So I've made a video about what makes you unique and why I believe you should embrace it, because we all came here to live a different life, to have a different experience. And I think that's a beautiful thing. So I'll pop that right here on the screen if you want to give it a watch. Thank you so much for watching today, and wishing you all the best for 2025. Happy New Year and have a great one. Bye.